Why Wait? Educate Now. I'm your girl, capital A. And you could have been doing anything else with your time, but you chose to rock with me, and I greatly appreciate you. Today, we will be talking about how to promote your music and use radio as a promotional platform. We also have special guest Mark Toure in the building, as well as my favorite DJ, DJ Genius. All right, so here are a few tips of how to use radio as a promotional platform. Look at which stations you would choose to promote your music to. Your airplay promoter will help you, but in general, your choice of radio stations should be based upon long-term 1 to 2 year goals. Do you want to sell CDs or generate attention and sign with a larger company so they can sell CDs for you? Genre, CDs. Do you have manufactured CDs or CDRs? How many? Web presence. Do you have an in-depth site with articles, photos, individual bios, mailing lists, tour info, and or simple site or no site at all? Previous promotion experience. Promotion or distribution, touring, and press. Note that servicing your music to a radio station and promoting your music to a radio station are not the same thing. Servicing is simply getting your CD to the station. Promoting it is getting the station to find it, listen to it, play it, and report it. Long-term goals. If you are, or if you have, only one act, and if your intentions are to build a buzz to the point where you can sign with someone, then non-commercial radio is probably for you. Note, your genre must fit. Non-commercial radio is very accepting of new acts, and these stations report their airplay to the trade magazines readily. They will also interview you, play station identifications made by you, and in general, work with you. All this adds up to the good buzz. But these stations will reach only about 1% as many people as commercial radio will. If, on the other hand, you are running a small label, and you intend to build the number of artists on it, and you intend to sell CDs, tickets, and other merchandise through it, then commercial radio would be a good choice for you. Again, genre permitting. Only commercial radio can get your songs to enough people, enough times to sell large quantities of CDs, meaning more than a few thousand, but commercial radio is also the most expensive. Genres. Non-commercial radio is very accepting of alternative, metal, rap, hip-hop, jazz, non-smooth, new age, world, and electronic. Commercial radio is accepting of alternative, modern rock, rap, R&B, smooth jazz, pop, adult contemporary, country, American, and AAA, which is adult album alternative. CDs. If the CDs that you have were burned on a computer, i.e. CDRs, write-on CDs, burn CDs, or one-offs, then you must choose non-commercial radio. Commercial radio will just laugh at these and not take you seriously or have you looked at as being professional. Web presence. A strong web presence can be a great reason to choose non-commercial, and in this case, mostly college radio. College kids aged at 18 through 24 have the highest percentage of access to the web, 100%, which is high speed. Past promotions. Have you promoted a previous release to a radio? Have you just completed a college tour? Have you done a retail promotion with a chain store that advertises on radio? If so, make the most of the momentum. Distribution, touring, and press. If you lack having a CD in many stores on the shelf, not to be confused with in the system, and if you have no performances in the city other than your own, and if you have no articles written about you, then non-commercial radio should be a strong consideration for you, or possibly a non-charting attempt to commercial radio using specialty shows, smaller stations, outer lying areas. These stations do not have strong concerns about distribution, touring, or press. And lastly, most commercial stations, however, especially large ones in larger cities, do. It works like this. Radio stations are paid based upon their ratings, the number of listeners they have, and if a record label exposes an artist to many potential fans by way of performances, posters, TV, articles, or film. And these fans that then want to hear the artist's song, they will have to tune in to the radio station that plays it. This means that the radio station is going to get all these new listeners and thus is going to have higher ratings. But new acts can't do any of this for a station, and the station knows this. Later in the show, we will introduce you to our special guest, Mark Ray, who is so much more than a hip-hop artist. And now for a segment called That's Dope. The top 3 songs in the urban radio this week are all by independent artists. According to Mediabase, a service that tracks the most played songs on radio each week, YFN Lucci Huge King to the Streets featuring Trouble and Migos shoots at number 1 on urban radio for the week ending November 14th, and Chance the Rapper's No Problem coming at number 2. And Young M.A.'s Monster Ooh single coming in at number 3. Watch out for these artists. All 3 rappers have no major record deals, though each of them do have their own special situations. YFN Lucci is signed to TIG, or Think It's a Game Records, which has produced artists like Trinidad James, Rich Homie Quan in the past. Young M.A. rolls with Drew Haas 3D marketing and distribution team, while Chance has gotten real cozy with Apple in recent months. It speaks volumes to the organic strength that each artist has. Lucci is huge in Atlanta, despite not getting the kind of wider media coverage that Young Thug and Migos benefit from. Young M.A. has the whole tri-state behind her, and Chance has become a national phenomenon. Together, these rappers have shown the power that core fan bases hold in pushing their favorite artists across the local thresholds to nationwide attention. I can't talk today. Performance opportunities. Sunday, November 27th, DJ Genius and DJ Core presents Run DMV, and it's a 90s vibe. And they'll be spinning old school hip-hop, R&B, reggae, club, and Latin music. There's a small slot for artists to perform, and for more details, contact 214-926-6030. Promoters worldwide, if you have performance opportunities for independent artists, send the details to wwenradio@gmail.com, and I'll share it on air. DJ Genius, it's your time to shine. So drop that beat for me one time.
She wildin', she do her thing, she wildin', she do her thing, she do her thing, she wildin', she do her thing. She just wanna shake something, girl, that ass gon' make money. She wildin', she do her thing, she wildin', she do her thing. Said she like it rough, beat that pussy up. You ain't never fucked a thug, you gon' fall in love. I love that liquid courage on the way. My lady taking shots, I know that they little. She wildin', she do her thing, lames get shot down. She bang, she attract rappers and the ones who same thing. Players in the league and the dope slang. All tryna pull up on her, all she do is lane change. They be in the air, want her to be the main. Tryna lock her down, she ain't with the chain gang. Wanna make her wifey bud? Name, she be on that Birkin to Chanel type of name change. She be stuntin', she be on a Jackie Chan thing. Big saying rollies in the sky, let your thing swing. Might wear the iced out, plain. Either way you know what time it is, gotta maintain. Mr. Child's girl, not a PF chain thing. Whole crew bad, it's a pretty gang thing. Long hair, don't care, hang. Oh. She wildin', she do her thing. 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 She just wanna shake something, girl, that ass gon' make money. She wildin', she do her thing. She wildin', she do her thing. Said she like it rough, beat that pussy up. You ain't never fucked a thug, you gon' fall in love. A bottle of that liquid courage on the way now. All my ladies taking shots, I know that they down. I said, ooh, she pop a molly and do a thing. Take the grapefruit and do that brain thing, man. That ruby red, that shit done changed things. I'm about to bust, but before I go bang. Hold up, she climb up on it like she King Kong. Back and forth on the table like she ping pong. She tell me play the dirty version, not the clean song. She tell me fuck her in the dark with my bling on. And she do this thing to me, she know I like. Yeah. She need no one to check, she know that mic. Yeah. She like when Spider-Man climb up them walls. Ooh. She be so wet, feel like you in the falls. Ooh. She like Niagara, man, fuck your Viagra. Whoa. She make you come fast and fuck up your swag. Whoa. She make you come back, got that boomerang. Nice. Ooh, she be wildin' when she do her thing. When she do her thing. When she do her thing. When she do her thing, ooh, she be wildin' when she do her thing. Ooh, she wildin', yeah. Ooh, she wildin', oh no. Ooh, she wildin', she do her thing. Ooh, she wildin', she do her thing.
So I know, don't touch my crown. They see the vision I've found. Don't touch what's there. When it's the feelings I wear, they don't understand what it means to me. But we chose to go where we meant to go. They don't understand what it means to me. Where we chose to go, where we meant to know. You know this here is my shit for the ride. I gave it time, but this here is mine. You know this here is my shit for the ride. I gave it time, but this here is mine.
What you say to me? 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 What you say to me?
Don't touch my pride. They say the glory is all mine. Don't sense my mouth. They say the truth is my sound. They don't understand what it means to me. Where we chose to go, where we meant to know. They don't understand what it means to me. Where we chose to go, where we meant to know. You know this here is my shit for the ride. I gave it time, but this here is mine.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Whether you just tuned in or you've been rocking with us for a while, I want to say I appreciate you. I want to introduce you to our guest, hip-hop artist, songwriter, activist, Mark Toure. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on.
No problem, no problem. You are a rising artist here in the D.C. area, promoting hip-hop with a message, and that's what's needed in hip-hop today.
Couldn't agree more.
So thank you for that.
Hey, no worries. My pleasure.
One thing I will say about you is that I've seen that you're very passionate about your craft and you're driven. And so I want to tell you, never lose that along the way, to your journey towards whatever your definition of success is. Sure. So let's get into who Mark Toure is. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Who are your musical influences?
Well, I guess so. A lot of my music, I'm really big on 90s hip hop. So a lot of my musical influences, artist-wise, would probably the main one would probably be Biggie. When I heard Biggie when I was when I was 5, I heard Ready to Die, and that was probably the moment where I decided, like, okay, I really like this rap. I really like this hip hop. I kind of want to do this. And then I'm big on Wu-Tang. Pretty much anything from the 90s. Okay. Aside from artists, my grandmother was a concert pianist. And despite having early onset arthritis, still, made a living doing her music. And so I've sort of been in a family of musicians and music lovers who just sort of nurture that passion and everything too.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you, how would you rate your live performance ability?
I would rate it as very good. There's a few drawbacks at the moment where, because my album is still under production, I have a whole lot of material, which is really great material, but I'm not able to perform. So that's sort of constricting how long of a set I can do, and things like that. So right now I can only do like a 15-minute set just because I have only a few songs released off the album. Once the album drops, you can expect much bigger sets and everything. Okay. The one thing I am working on also is building to a full live band, like a backing band behind me. Usually I have my man Raphael, the drummer, come out doing backing drums, and I am working with a keyboardist, a bassist, and a guitar player as well. So we're going to be bringing them into the fold soon.
I like that. That definitely sets you apart from everybody
for sure.
else.
I think any kind of live music behind a rapper just makes the energy, turn up.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so have you had any previous print or broadcast media exposure or reviews?
Yes. So last year I was featured in the UMD's Writer's Block. Okay. I was also featured in a write-up in rapreviews.com. I've been on several radio stations here, the Raised by the Game radio. I've also been on the WINDC radio, also as well as Marcus Smooch radio show. So yeah, some internet radio shows and everything.
See what I'm saying? Working.
There you go.
Y'all taking notes? He's working. Okay, so are you looking for an independent label deal or a major label deal, and why?
I'm always looking for great new opportunities. I really can't rule anything out until I see it and read the fine print and see what is really entailed in it.
Right.
But that's not exactly like my main goal at the moment.
Okay.
I think one of the main goals is just because I make hip hop with a message. I'm not necessarily looking for a paycheck per se. I'd be happy making a decent living if it means I could put out great music to the people. I wouldn't want to compromise that music on a deal where they want me to make it a certain way.
Yeah.
So the main thing is just getting this music out to people. Yeah. That's the main thing I'm looking for.
That's awesome. And one thing I want to express to you is when you are ready to, take on a deal or whatever, do the research on the label first. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, kind of have it in your head already which one you want to do. It's almost like the draft. Like, who you want to play for. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's kind of the same thing. It's like have an idea of who you would want to be on their team, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they're pushing you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So and it's your family, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you don't want to be tied to just any and everybody.
Yeah.
So what type of recording process did you use, or who produced your recording for 1915?
So for 1915, so I write all my own lyrics, and I sort of write the whole songs. For 1915, that was produced by Godfather, who's produced a lot of records for a lot of artists you hear on the top 40, like Robin Thicke, Schoolboy Q, Wale. So he's like an established sort of veteran producer, and he produced the record for that. And then it was recorded and mixed and mastered at District Sound Lab, which is the recording studio I've been going to for the past like 5 years, recording the album and everything.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, so what are your immediate music career goals in the next 1 to 3 years?
I guess the next 1 to 3 years would really be to first and foremost get this album out and have a really successful release where a lot of people will hear it. And then I guess the next major thing would be to work on my second album, and then at the same time, you know, do some touring. I've got some stuff set up. I'm going to be going to Armenia next year, performing in the Capitol and a couple other major venues. We've got some potential little stuff going on in Canada and in Thailand. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
looking to just get out and experience the world and share my music in different places, not just, you know, here at home.
Yeah, that's dope. I like that. Keep that momentum going for sure.
Definitely.
So any new music dropping soon?
Yes. So I guess the first thing that we'll be dropping is I'm going to be releasing an acoustic version of my song 1915, paired with a compilation video from things I've been able to do with the song since it was released in 2015. So like performed it outside the White House. It's being used in a bunch of high school and college curricula. It was the subject of a news segment. So it's sort of just a little, you know, video showing what we've been able to do with it, and then you know what we hope to accomplish. We do have like a full-length music video for the full original song coming out as well. But then once that's out, the next major thing would be the album Fresh Air, which is going to be my first full-length album, and that'll be dropping pretty soon. We're nearing the final stages of production now.
Awesome. Okay, I'm staying tuned.
All right, there
Please
you go.
keep me updated.
Stay tuned. We'll do.
All right, so we're going to go into commercial. When we come back, we'll have Mark Toure perform 1915. Stay tuned.
to always forgive me, ride or die with me. That's just what gangsters do. I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows. I'm good on that pussy shit.
All right, welcome back. You are tuned into Why Wait, Educate Now. I have my special guest, Mark Toure. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. All right, so we spoke a little bit about your single 1915.
Yep.
But let's talk about how it ties to Armenian genocide.
Well, that's really the whole subject of the song. 1915 is the year that the Armenian genocide occurred by the Ottoman Turks, in which 1.5 million Armenians were killed, about 900,000 Greeks, and about 350,000 Assyrians.
Wow.
So they were the Christian minority at this region, and they were killed by the Ottoman Empire. And my great-grandmother and grandfather escaped the genocide. A lot of my family died over there. So this is one of the songs I've been meaning to do for a long time, not only because it's a very powerful and meaningful story, but Turkey, which is the country that came from the Ottoman Empire, they've been denying that this genocide ever happened for the past 100 years,
Wow.
102 years now. So,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of gave us a brief synopsis of why you wrote the song.
Yeah.
What made you reach out to the young lady that sings background for the background vocals?
Well, that really goes on to Godfather. So Godfather and I had written the song. Godfather produced the record, and we'd already recorded my vocals, and we were trying to figure out a good way to bring the chorus together. So he reached out to Miriam, who's a very talented singer that he works with, and she, wrote a little bit of the chorus, and I helped her out, and it really came together.
Yeah, I love her part for sure.
Yeah, no, she's great. She's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, it definitely complements your part of it too. You know what I mean? So it comes together to be a beautiful song.
Definitely.
So, with further ado, I think we're going to have a little live performance of 1915. What do you say?
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'm with it.
All right, let's
Cool.
do it. And now we'll have a live performance by Mark Toure, 1915. You can catch it on Spotify, iTunes, and many more. Check them out.
Check. 1915, a year that will live in infamy. Countless people murdered by hostile infantry. Children still in their infancy, killed instantly. Mass executions without any sympathy. The Ottoman Empire set fire to Armenia, killing more people than untreated leukemia. Their mission was the extinction of our religion, so they started nearby where my family was living. My great-grandma and her kids fled their town. Her husband and friends had already been gunned down. She escaped, but she lost her daughter along the way. She came to America, held her son, and prayed. Back home, the Turks denied the genocide happened. They say the count was dead, or simply imagined. For 100 years, their regime holds control, and speaking out will land you life without parole. Nah, you can't fool us. Nah, you can't fool us. No more. Look, check. So in the midst
of World War II's confusion. When Hitler planned out his final solution, he said Jews are pollution, ripe for execution, and we can get rid of them. It's been proven, after all. Who remembers the Armenians? A real quote he spoke before murdering millions. Cause 1.5 million Armenians died and gave Hitler the motivation when he would arise. You see, one genocide will lead to another. People made to suffer, children torn from mothers, neighbors killing neighbors, cities turned to craters, poisonous vapors from shower gas chambers. Humanity seems prone to self-destruction. We can't think straight like we got a concussion. Why so much hate? It serves no real function. We gotta tolerate or face the repercussions. Nah, 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 you can't fool us. Nah, nah, you can't fool us. No more. No more. So come on, why keep the lie prolonged? So much energy to cover up your wrongs. If you deny your past, how can you move on? Especially when the truth is coming in too strong. People's eyes are opening, looking for the light. A new dawn is rising, ending the long night. You can clutch a feeble lie and try to fight what the world has realized. You can't deny what's right, cause we're all the same despite colors and creeds. Stop evil where it starts or it spreads like weeds. From Rwanda, Bosnia, Darfur and Ukraine to Cambodia and Nanking, we all feel your pain. Don't be content inside to let it slide. It's crimes like this that prevent our strides. And all the branch of Turkey, time to rectify. Let's see on 1915 and our genocide. You can't fool us. We will remember those who died. I'm happy to announce this song is being used in high school and college curricula to educate so that history will not repeat itself yet again. Thank you guys.
All right. Thank you so much for that awesome performance.
Thank you. No, it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
No problem. I want to make sure that everybody follows this young man. His name is Mark Toure. You can find him on Twitter, Facebook, and his website. All say Mark #2 Ray, RAY.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Mark, for coming in today and being my special guest.
No, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
I also want to say, you know, it's in times like these and everybody's so divided, it's about unity. So if you could support him and all that he does, I would greatly appreciate it. To all my listeners, thank you so much as well. To my favorite DJ, DJ Genius, thank you for keeping the listeners entertained. You can catch him and follow him on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and on his radio show, Genius Music Radio, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern, Fridays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. Thank you to my listeners across the globe. I greatly appreciate you. Shout out to my son, Xavier Scott, my love, Esteban Garvin, family and friends who support me to the moon and back. I love you. And I want to say next week's special guest is going to be Rick Baptist. He is one of the most prolific trumpeters in Hollywood, as well as guest DJ, DJ Gina. And we're going to go to commercial, and when we come back, we'll have our indie artist spotlight. Bye.